Reactive compliance is the new norm for Web3 marketing agencies in 2026 and beyond. Do you know what takes for the marketing agencies to comply for 2026 in the crypto? Hello, I am Mani Malavandan. In this video, we will look into what the major paradigm shift that happened in 2026 and how it's going to affect the Web3 marketing agencies to identifying potential threats, potential issues before it happens, not after it happens. That is the key paradigm shift that happened because of the AI technology and because of the bots, because of the human interaction with the Web2 and Web3 stack, and how we collect the data, how the intelligences has been gathered so that the marketing agencies can help their customers and understanding the issues that happened before they can able to identify it. Complaints is no longer a defensive checkbox. See, in the old standard, whenever the issue happens, then the companies, the marketing agencies will identify what the issue happens. Either the complaints came from the customer or from their customer's customer, or from the government agencies asking some information and you are identifying it. That is the old way of managing Web3 networks. That's not going to work anymore. In the new 2026, what marketing agencies are started doing is the continuous intelligence driven agent so that anytime you can able to identify what needs to be done, you can identify and you can fix it even before it happened. So you need to have a system that monitors 24/7, 365 days to understand what are all the different issues that is happening in the Web3 networks and what you can do to identify it and fix it. In the old way, even the Web3 marketing companies, they were helping their customers to understand if there are any issue within a single node of transaction that happened in the blockchain. But that's not going to work anymore because as the customers start using more and more of Web3 technologies, as they transfer money from one network to another network to another network, and there is a web of nodes that are interplay in a single transaction. So you need to understand and identify the holistic point of all the networks that involved in a single transaction so that you can identify and if there are any issues, you can fix it or stop the transaction that happening even before it happens. So there is a reputation risk that you are avoiding for your customers. From the marketing agency's point of view, in the multi-chain campaign, you need to understand not a single node, but all the nodes so that you can understand there is no illicit transaction that happened in one node. And then from the start to end, it's all fully automated committed transaction that is 100% secure. There is no illegal activity happened in any of the transaction from point A to point B to point C to point Z. So you need to have systems that can able to identify these and warn even before the transaction happens or immediately the transaction happens because there are a lot of details you need to collect and you can understand it, you can identify the potential threat. So pre-2025, see the diagnostic approach is the reactive reporting, but in 2026 and beyond, it's a proactive intelligence. For example, the trigger happened, the incident, the regulatory request, once they happen, you identify and analyze and identify the issue. The speed is basically it's days to weeks because you don't know when it happened before it happened and after you got the trigger you can able to do the analysis and identify when it happened, so it could be days, weeks, months. So you need to make sure that it is not the case in the current world. The coverage is also a single chain, single wallet, And the main role of the marketing agencies are the primary investigator. Whenever it comes from your customer, then you spend time to understand and identify the issue. The output is basically a retroactive report. What happened, which wallet address created the fraudulent transaction, and how much money transferred. All those things, it's are all app you need to analyze and give the report to your customer after it happened. So the agency relevance is very minimal because you don't have the tools and technologies to identify the issue before it happened or immediately it happened. That is the pre 2025. In proactive in the 2026 and beyond, you have a system that continuously monitors all the transaction that is happening within your protocol that you are supporting for your customer. So the issue that you can able to identify is the real time or near real time. So you can able to get the report before it happens or once it happens within minutes or hours. And also you have the tools, you can able to identify the multi-chain analysis. It's not going to one node to provide the report. You can able to identify the report, identify and get the data from multi-chain and analyze and create a report for your customers. If you an escalation happens in real time, you don't have to wait for days, weeks, or months. So you can identify the live risk score, how much the risk is associated with any transaction, and if there are any customer needs to be involved in the transaction before they can approve. So you can create a wallet chain of reactions and identify if a wallet can able to perform certain action or not. So there are various tools and technologies are available for you now with the invent of AI agent technology. You can use those tools to proactively monitor all the network transaction that is happening and that is going to avoid those type of issues for your customers. So the agentic AI also collapses the multi-chain analysis bottleneck. See, the agent technology is not only helping the marketing agencies, it is also helping the customers to perform analysis without their 24/7 attention. Say, for example, being an agent, if I use an agent, I can tell my agent, go and use send transaction to my friends and family's wallet whenever the transaction fee is as low as possible. If I set up, my agent will be continuously monitoring all the networks, and whenever the transaction fee is low, it is going to commit the transaction. So it is not the human. Yes, I gave the permission to my agent, but the agents are doing it. And for bad actors, they can use thousands and thousands of agents to do the transaction on Web3 network. So you need to have a proper systems to understand, identify, and fix it if bad transaction happen or avoid the bad transaction even before it happens. And you need to provide the report to your customer in a typical day, typical week, how many transactions are created by the human beings, how many transactions are created by the bots or agents. So without proper agentic AI framework and tool analysis, you cannot do these tasks. So this is very critical going forward for all the Web3 marketing agencies to understand and provide the reports to your customers. And institutional clients are demanding the verifiable brand safety because for institutional customers, they want to make sure that they can able to protect that brand and there is no bad press involved because of any fraudulent transaction. So they always ask the questions. Are campaign generated wallets linked to any sanctioned addresses? Say if you are starting a marketing campaign, they want to ask, okay, during the beginning or the middle of the campaign, how many wallets are connected? And among that, how many wallets are coming from the sanctioned addresses or sanctioned country? You need to know this information so that you can provide the details to your customers so that they can appreciate the effort that you are doing to protect that brand. And also, is the audience distribution is organic or does it resemble to bot driven? So this is the one critical question. A lot of companies are asking the marketing agencies, where is the traffic coming from? Is it coming from bot or is it coming from the human beings? You need to have the proper tools to answer that questions. And can the transaction be auditable? If it is auditable, how the transaction happened? Which link they clicked? Did they click the link from LinkedIn or from X.com or from some other Discord, whatever may be the social media or email campaign? They want to understand it. For that, you need to tie the Web2 analytical stacks with the Web3 analytical stacks so that you can integrate those two data to provide a unified report for your customers. So without that, without this connection of Web2 data and Web3 data, you cannot provide those details to your customers. So the Web2 to Web3 attribution loop that is very critical. A lot of businesses, Web3 businesses wants their marketing agencies to provide this detail so that the ad impression to the click to the wallet connect, and then from the wallet connect to the on-chain transaction, and the on-chain transaction, is it a fraudulent or clean transaction, and then the loop continues. So they want to have a 360-degree view of the loop, starting from the clicking a ad campaign, coming to the website or decentralized application, performing a transaction, connecting to the wallet, performing the transaction, and what exactly they happen in the transaction. So they want to collect all this. So in 2026 and beyond, from the marketing agency's point of view, they need to provide the detailed information for customers so that they can understand where the data coming from, where the users are coming from, and what data they are doing, providing on their blockchain so that they can understand and plan their activities. AnalyticKit, we have within our AnalyticKit platform, we have an attribution framework that you can use it to complete the close analytical loop that we discussed before. You can able to bridge the gap to connect the ad campaigns to the wallet conversions. So how many people clicked the ad campaign, how many people came to the website, how many people connected their wallets, and how many people completed the transaction. So this you can able to do it in real time screening. You can able to provide the real time feedback to your customers. What is going on in the marketing campaign, how much value they are getting from the marketing campaign that you are running on their behalf. And also there is a audit ready deliverable reports are available. You can identify how many of them are bot created transaction, how many of them are human created transaction. That helps your customers to understand and appreciate your marketing campaign efforts you are running on their behalf. So complaints is now a premium signal of quality for Web3 marketing agencies because without complaints, your customers cannot continue running their crypto. As more and more people are coming in, as more and more people are spending money on various blockchain networks, transparency is very critical for any business to run successfully because you have local laws, international laws, you need to make sure that you follow it. And anytime the government may ask an audit from your customers. So you need to have all these data points readily available so that you can identify and understand what needs to be done so that you can be transparent and you have all verifiable operations that happening in the Web2 side and also in the Web3 side to provide you a clean cut report to your customers. So that's all I want to discuss in this presentation. If you need more information, if you have any questions, go to our website, AnalyticKit.com, and you can log in, register and log in and start using our attribution tool. And you can see it yourself how it collects the data from Web2, how it collects the data from Web3, and integrate it to provide a unified view of the transaction that happened. You can directly go to app.analyticKit.com and you can start using our product right away. Thanks and appreciate the time. If you have any questions, please let us know. And if you like this video, please like it and subscribe it and forward this video to your friends and family so that we can grow our channel. Thank you. Appreciate the time.